Okay, listen, you guys are gonna think I am totally crazy about this one, but I am really enjoying The Division. I hopped on the beta the second it went live on Xbox One. I played on Xbox One just because I wanted to play it first, and I don't think I'm crazy, but I played 10 hours like straight. And so I think I can come away with a pretty good impression on it so far. I've pretty much seen and done everything you can do in the beta. I've explored every area, I've played every type of mode, I've went back and I've done raids on levels in higher difficulties. And guys, I really like it a lot. Like, I know a lot of people were really skeptical, and I was very skeptical of this game because, you know, Ubisoft, you know, there's a graphical downgrade. It doesn't look as good as when they first showed it off in 2013, and that is a problem. That's false advertising, and that's fucked up. But it's also fucked up if you see that and you go, okay, I don't want to play this game, because you're missing out. I sincerely think this is a pretty cool game. That being said, of course, it is a beta, so time will tell. I also really enjoyed the Destiny beta and then kind of fizzled out with that. And now, okay, I am going to very much compare this game to Destiny, and that's going to turn a lot of people off. But when I compare it to Destiny, know that I'm just comparing the systems that Destiny has, the RPG/light MMO elements, and I think that's what makes The Division really cool. But where The Division kind of takes it a step further and makes it better, for me personally, number one, it's a third-person shooter. I've loved third-person shooters since I played my first third-person shooter ever. You guys know I've been hyping up this game's New York for a while. You might have seen me on Twitter and stuff. It's without a doubt the best recreation of New York City I've ever seen. It's my city. I'm there on a weekly basis. I live in the suburbs, but it looks just like it. And it's really impressive. It just nails that feel so good that I haven't seen in a game basically in ever. But thankfully, a lot of you guys have been asking me on Twitter also, like, can I play this alone? And you can play it alone. I spent 50% of the time alone. I had more of a blast with friends, but I'm doing side quests that pop up, doing random instances, shooting guys. But what's more important, which I thought was really impressive, is that there are random interior locations everywhere. I'm walking down a random side street. There's a door to an apartment building that's open, and that is an entire apartment building with 3 floors filled with apartments for stuff to loot. Looting clothing, gear, supplies, med packs, anything, you name it. And that is just randomly anywhere throughout the small section of the city that I got to play. I was really impressed with that. The fact that there was actually stuff to go out and find in the world, and actually an actual incentive to explore more than I felt in Destiny or games like that. I was all about it. And you know, I did talk about the graphical downgrade. It does look not as good as it did in 2013, but it still looks really good. I am amazed. The lighting here is really cool. The detail is really good. And the city is absolutely huge. It's so impressive. Some of the stuff is a little confusing. Like, some of the menus are a little sloppy, like the vendor stuff. And also when you're out in the open world, and if you do a random matchmaking to just group up with random other team members to like walk around, I don't recommend really doing that if you're not playing with people that you know, because there's like a miscommunication and everyone can go off and do their own things in completely other sides of the world map. And that's cool that that can be done, but if you're not playing with each other and then they start dying, it's just kind of a mess, and it's really confusing to disconnect from that. It's buried in the menus. So before you go in and to do a big story mission in the game, like when you have to take over Madison Square Garden, if you beat it, you can go back and play again. If you walk up to it, you can do matchmaking and find team members to go in with, and you can choose your difficulty, and you can go in and play it again much harder and get better loot. And that's the elements from Destiny that I did enjoy, especially with you're playing with friends and just dicking around. It is a good experience. Speaking of good experiences, I also really like the Dark Zone. This is an area of the map that is completely quarantined and is kind of like a PvE, PvP zone where it's like DayZ, where you can kill anyone you want and get their shit, or you can team up with them and work together. And it makes it really intense. One problem I do want to acknowledge that I think some people are not going to be crazy about is the long open stretches of just traversal. You're just sprinting in a long direction to another environment. And sometimes that can get a little dull. There's not always that much. I myself personally, like, I like going into little nooks and crannies and finding stuff. But for some people, after a while, when you're playing this game for 30 hours straight, that long stretch of just sprinting to somewhere could get a little monotonous. There is fast travel and stuff like that, but just sometimes it makes the game world feel a little empty. However, I think if you feel these long stretches of travel with playing with other people that you're talking to, that makes it feel a little less lonely. It might even be a problem for me if I play this game for another 30 hours. I could get bored. And thankfully, this beta is smart enough that when it starts, it gives you a whole instructional video that you can't skip, and it says, hey, this is an RPG. Because some people are going to be really turned off by the fact that you can shoot thousands of bullets into somebody and it doesn't kill them, because it's presented in a realistic manner, but it's an RPG. So the way it works is that your damage per second affects how quickly you can kill someone and how you lower their health. But there is a huge level of detail here, not like I just said, like with the game design and like how the levels look and how amazing it looks, but just like a level of detail from the gear to the equipment to the weapon modifications to the crafting. There's a lot of shit in a video game that you would want here. And that's what's making me happy about it. I was also kind of shoo-in for liking this game anyway, because like I said, it's third-person shooter set in New York, and Tom Clancy games are good. I like all those things. It still does have a lot to prove, whether it does go off on the shitty deep end with like microtransactions and DLC. I hope it doesn't happen. It seems like it's not, but we shall see. And it has to also go the route of, and comparing it to Destiny again, is it going to prove itself? Is it going to have enough long-term content out there? Is it going to have end-game content for people not to get bored? Are they going to keep this train rolling long enough? I really hope so, because the New York that they crafted is absolutely huge and detailed, and there's so many intricate little there's subways, there's rooftops, there's interiors, there's so much here. So I really hope they can keep cramming this with game. It is a beta, of course. I did encounter a few bugs. The frame rate hasn't dipped. I did watch my friend Tom play it. On PC, the frame rate was chugging along a little bit, but I did encounter some lag here and there. Mostly pretty good, especially because I didn't have a good connection. But time will tell. I still have a lot of questions about this game. I can't wait to play it in full. I'm sorry if I'm gushing to you guys, and some of you guys are like, ugh, fuck Jake, fuck Destiny, and fuck The Division, because I gotta say, on the Game Ranks video we did on The Division, people fucking hate this game, and they've never even played it. So there's that. But I just wanted you guys to know how I feel about it, because I'm having a good time, and I want to put more videos on this channel, and I wanted to talk about The Division. And I really want to talk to you guys down in the comments. Let me know. I know a lot of you guys have been playing it, so let me know on the comments or on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. Let me know what you think about this game, because it's not perfect. It's a little weird at times, but I'm curious to see how other people with other tastes feel about it. And also, I've been keeping my eye out for extra beta codes. If I do get them, I'll tweet them out. You guys will be the first to know. What you can do to help me out, though, is if you click the like button for this video, that helps me out so much. I cannot tell you guys that enough. You guys probably know the drill. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm Jake Baldino. You can like me on Facebook, you can yell at me on Twitter, and you can subscribe, because video games.